Interoperability is a hot topic, and for good reason. Today's project is seeking to connect native assets to other blockchains. We've seen just how hot interoperability has been between Cosmos, OneChain, and similar projects. Find out what gem I'm talking about today and why this one could be a game changer. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money and crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. Today, we are covering ChainX, a project we actually highlighted as one of our top 3 Polkadot projects a few months back, and it's proven to be a great pick. After the success of my last video on ChainX, they reached out to me and asked if I would do an update video, so thank you to ChainX for sponsoring this video. ChainX seeks to make native blockchain assets interoperable with other blockchains. ChainX Network wants to make it possible to exchange assets cross-chain in a peer-to-peer fashion. The team opted for proof-of-stake consensus instead of proof-of-work to secure the network and govern it. ChainX actually uses a hybrid proof-of-stake called, no lie, Babe+Grandpa. These two mechanisms within ChainX handle the block generation and confirmation. The Babe module is responsible for block generation, with new blocks being created every 6 seconds, while the Grandpa module is what handles block confirmations. They say Grandpa's got handles. But the cross-chain exchange of assets is accomplished through the use of Polkadot parachains. ChainX is currently operating as a Layer 2 relay network on the Polkadot blockchain with 4 major modules according to the white paper. These are, number 1, the PCX module. The module is based on the native token PCX. This includes PCX staking, paying fees, on-chain governance, distributing interchain mining rewards, and backing Bitcoin financial derivatives. Number 2, the DEX module. This enables cross-asset transactions, allowing circulation of assets on different chains while minimizing transaction costs. Number 3, the interchain module. This is used for assets to enter or exit different chain assets, including X tokens. The interchain module also includes interchain transaction verification, on-chain minting of assets, a trusteeship program, and a deposit and withdrawal program for the X tokens, which are non-native assets like X-BTC, for example. And of course, they're not from Exhibit. The relay module is number 4. It's used for information exchange and verification between ChainX and outside chains. This includes a chain information update program, a chain monitor program, and an interchain information collection and transmission program. ChainX uses an alternative form of staking referred to as asset mining, which separates it from other blockchains. So what is asset mining? Before answering that question, it's important to mention how ChainX works. In the ChainX protocol, computing power is generated through votes. This means users are rewarded based on the number of votes that they have. A greater number of votes means greater computing power, which translates to larger staking rewards. ChainX uses a one asset, one vote model for what it calls mining. It splits that into 2 different forms of mining. These are voting mining and interchain asset mining. PCX is used as a computing power unit within. Voting mining is the process of staking PCX to participate in mining. Interchain asset mining is different and it involves depositing other assets such as Bitcoin or Ethereum to participate in the asset mining. All of these assets have computing power, which is calculated based on numerous factors like fixed computing power calculation, market price discount calculation, and other key metrics which are described in more detail in the ChainX white paper. Interchain assets are discounted when participating in mining. The ratio in terms of mining power is adjusted through community voting. ChainX is a bridging and DeFi solution which is aiming to bring Bitcoin in a tokenized form to Polkadot's ecosystem through their ticker XBTC. Its sister network, SherpaX, will do the same on Polkadot's testnet Kusama. ChainX will also be bridging other blockchains such as Binance Smart Chain to Polkadot and will act as a secondary relay chain to Polkadot, which will seamlessly support its parachains. Before moving on, we need to discuss XBTC and what it will be used for. X-BTC will be used for swaps on the Polkadot ecosystem to facilitate the inability to have the real Bitcoin asset on chain. However, X-BTC will also be integrated into a ChainX Network, a top-notch DeFi dApp, as a utility to be used as collateral for taking crypto loans. It will also be used as a staking asset, allowing users to stake X-BTC. That's not all. By simply holding X-BTC in your wallet, you will generate a share of the PCX block rewards. When you swap Bitcoin for on-chain X-BTC, the real Bitcoin will be sent to a swap vault. The BTC will remain locked inside the vault until you swap your X-BTC back for real Bitcoin. Finally, by holding X-BTC in your wallet to get PCX, it essentially covers you for the transaction fee paid on the Bitcoin network to do the minting. This basically means you can mint Bitcoin without a fee. So let's jump into the staking rewards for the PCX token itself. As mentioned earlier, ChainX is powered by the PCX coin with a supply similar to Bitcoin at 21 million. PCX staking is currently generating 41% APY. Each block generates 50 PCX, just like Bitcoin used to generate during its initial Genesis days. What's more, PCX also has a halving event built into its code. After the halving event of PCX, expected in June of 2021, block rewards will instead generate 25 PCX per block. But unlike Bitcoin, in addition, some of the rewards from the team will get allocated to the community. This means the halving will mean that the APY will not be exactly half, but will increase slightly more. Further, if you're a holder of PCX, you will soon receive an airdrop of the SherpaX token, which, as I just said, will be the testnet version of ChainX built on Kusama, which of course is Polkadot's testnet. After SherpaX becomes Kusama's parachain, the team will route X-BTC of ChainX to SherpaX via Spider. This is for testing purposes to make sure everything works as intended before releasing the ChainX mainnet. All PCX holders will receive KSX airdrop either at a 1-to-1 ratio or almost 1-to-1 ratio with their PCX holdings. This will also depend if SherpaX is utilized as a parachain to Kusama before or after the halving event, which is due in June 2021. ChainX is also working on a solution to support Polkadot's parachains to share that network load and will act as a secondary relay chain similar to a secondary parent chain to Polkadot. I know this is confusing, but if you think of building a Lego castle, you need every building block to perfectly fit to finish the castle. But let's pretend that your castle had to be built with only red blocks, and these blocks had different grooves so they couldn't easily connect to each other. ChainX is one of the foundational building blocks which allow for another block to be put on top of it. This next block acts as the secondary relay chain, allowing ChainX to take some network weight off of the overall Polkadot network. To further understand ChainX's purpose of supporting Polkadot's parachains, you have to know a little technical details about how Polkadot works. Now, without getting too technical, on the Polkadot network, all the parachains are children of a parent chain called the relay chain. Relay chains contain some representation of a global state of all the parachains combined. The relay chain has its own consensus algorithm called Grandpa consensus, not to be confused with ChainX's Grandpa consensus. Also, not to be confused with my grandpa. Grandpa helps to finalize blocks on the parachains on Polkadot. For more on the good old Grandpa consensus, make sure to watch my deep dive into Polkadot, which you can click above to get to. So, ChainX is seeking to support Polkadot's parachains, and will do this by acting as a secondary layer relay chain, which will serve similarly to a secondary parent chain to the Polkadot network. PCX can be currently purchased on KuCoin and MXC, and the team is working to get it added to more exchanges as fast as possible. If you're further interested in ChainX or have any questions, you can check out their Telegram group at t.me/chainx_org. You can also follow the project's progress on Medium. Let me know what you guys think about ChainX down below in the comments. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.